Do you know your learning process? Assalamu alaikum and hello. This is Syed Motasim and I am a mind shift specialist. I coach people in overcoming their emotional challenges. I am working with people since last 3 years. So let's start today's topic. The topic is, are you aware of your learning process in your life? We are constantly learning each and every moment, each and every day of our life. There is a quote which says that either you are growing or decaying. That is, when you are not growing, you are decaying. It's everything related with nature, which is growing, or is if it's not growing, then it is decaying. So if you understand this process through 4 quadrants, that it will make sense to you and it will be easy for you to understand and analyze on which quadrant you are in, so that you get to know in yourself better and make your learning process easy for you and beneficial for you. So let's start the understanding with these 4 quadrants. I'm sharing my screen in a moment and you will see what does it mean like. So these are 4 quadrants of our learning process. Starting from the first here, this is the quadrant which is known as blissful ignorance and which is denoted by I don't know what I don't know. That is, there was some point in your life wherein you did not know a particular thing which you do not know. That was, it was a total ignorance for you. You did not even know that this thing exists in this world. So this is the first quadrant. And the good thing about this quadrant is that whenever you are in this quadrant, you are actually in a blissful ignorance. That is, you are always thirsty to learn new things, you are always growing, and you are putting yourself in perspective that whatever you have learned, you are applying, and again, you are on the ground zero, so that you're not taking pride or proud of whatever the knowledge or the wisdom you have, but you are always growing. So this is the first quadrant, which is I don't know what I don't know. If you take the another perspective of the same quadrant, it is that you are unconsciously incompetent. That is, you are not aware, and also as you are not aware, you are not competent in this field, in any of the topic of your life or in this world in total. So this is the first quadrant, which is blissful ignorance, which is good for us in learning, in growing, in making ourselves better, a new version of ourselves each and every time in our life. Moving on to the second quadrant, which is I know what I don't know. This is the quadrant wherein you are at the moment of discovery. Suppose that in the first quadrant, you did not knew as a child what does a car mean, but you were not aware of it till the point where you came to know what a car is, what is it used for, and whatever the benefits out of it. So as soon as you became aware of it, it went from the first quadrant to the second quadrant, that you knew what you did not knew. That is, you are on the verge of the moment of discovery of that particular thing or that particular knowledge or information. So when you are in this quadrant, you are at the moment of discovery. And taking the second, another perspective of this quadrant, you are actually in this quadrant, which is known as conscious incompetent. That is, you became conscious about what the thing which you were not aware of in the first quadrant. And when you became conscious, but you do not have the competence of actually working on it or getting master over it. So you are only getting aware of it, and this is the moment of discovery. So the second quadrant in your learning process in your life is I know what I don't know. So that whatever the example I have taken, the example of a car wherein you did not know what the car is in the first quadrant, but as soon as you entered the second quadrant, you only came to know that there is something which is known as car and it has 4 wheels, blah, blah, blah. So this is the second quadrant. I hope that this is making sense. And when this is making sense, please do share your comments and also like this video. Moving on to the third quadrant, which is the I know what I know. And this is a quadrant wherein you have to be very conscious about it, because most of the people get stuck in this quadrant wherein they think that what they know previously or whatever they have knew about the things of that particular subject or of that particular thing, they feel that they are well aware of it and there is no need for improvement, there's no room for getting to know about those things more and more and getting aware of it and getting conscious and competent about it and getting mastery over it. So whenever you are in this quadrant, you have to have this consciously competent as well as to have this urge to get better and better. So when you are in the thought quadrant, this is I know what I know. And when you are becoming egoistic or you are taking pride of whatever you knew is what you knew, and there is no need for improvement and there is no as such need wherein someone else teaches me or get to know, help me in getting to know better about whatever the topic which I know, not on the level where I can just move up in life. So whenever you are getting coaching or you are getting to know yourself better, if you just overcome this third quadrant, you will be seeing that you are actually far ahead of others and you are growing and learning new things. So whenever you are consciously competent, you need to see that you are always looking forward to just jump into the fourth quadrant, which is I don't know what I know. You will be wondering how come that you don't know but still you know. This is the quadrant which is, when we take the another perspective of it, it is unconsciously competent. That is something which you have done in the past over and over and over. Many times you have done this same task, same thing, and this has become your habit. And once it has become your habit, then there is as such no conscious effort involved in it, wherein you have to consciously think about it and work upon it and to get the results. As soon as you have taken this as unconscious habit, it has become unconsciously competent. And when it has become unconsciously competent, this has become your habit and your unconscious mind takes over it and you are not aware of how you are performing any skill and you are moving up in life. So it could be like driving a car. Once in the first place, in the first quadrant, you did not knew about the car itself, but when you came to know about the car in the second quadrant, you that was a moment of discovery. And once you knew that this is the car and then you came to know and you discovered it and then came to know about the various applications and also the benefits out of it. This was the third quadrant. But as long as you started to drive the car and you were very consciously competent on it, and then over the course of time you transform yourself into a skillful person wherein you were very much good at taking this skill into a habit where you were unconsciously competent to drive this car from point A to point B and you were not aware because your conscious was not involved in it because you have done it so many times that it has become an unconscious thing and a habit, and also this habit has helped you to work on it in a way which is known as unconsciously competent. So this is the fourth quadrant. And what we suggest in coaching is that you should always be in the first quadrant wherein you are actually in a blissful ignorance. Whatever you knew, you are humble about it and you are looking for more and you are growing yourself, you are learning, gaining wisdom, and you are always humble to get to know more things. And then you are always in the first quadrant wherein you are not knowing what you do not know what you do not know. So in this way you will be very humble and you will always be learning, because we are here in this world to learn from the starting of the day till we leave this world. So these are basically the four quadrants wherein we will see that whenever you are applying the quadrants each and every time in your life, it will help you to get the insights of where you are in a particular task in this learning process, and it will give you understanding that how much you have to take the effort so that it becomes the unconscious competent quadrant, which is the fourth quadrant, which is the habit. A quote about habit is that first you make the habits and then the habits makes you. So this is all about the four quadrants of learning process. As long as you are working on these four quadrants, once you are par on this four quadrants, then it is that you have gained the mastery over it, and it has become the nature, the very nature of your own self. So this is all about the four quadrants of learning process, and I hope that this has made some sense for you. And inshallah, I'll be back with yet another video. Please do share your comments below the YouTube video. Also share your also share this video with your loved ones, and please do subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed yet. So till next video, I'll be signing off, and inshallah I'll be back with yet another video. Till then, assalamu alaikum